What is going on? This week we are seeing a surprising lack of buildup between two of the biggest loudmouths of the middleweight division. Paulo Costa and Sean Strickland are fighting, and I feel as though we haven't heard a damn thing from either of them in terms of buildup, trash talk, making fun of each other, making fun of society in general. Nothing. I am surprised, but I wonder what is behind this. What do you guys think? Why do you think it's been so quiet? Let me know in the comments. And before I get into it, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, it helps with the YouTube algorithm and it helps grow the channel. So, one of the things that's kind of popped into my head is, number one, maybe Sean Strickland has dialed back the trash talk, dialed back the back and forth, making fun of people, that type of thing, because of what happened last time around. At UFC 297, in the build-up to that, right, he was trash talking, doing his normal thing, and then Dricus du Plessis, the now middleweight champion, basically started making fun of the kind of abuse that he suffered as a child. And ever since that point in time, we haven't seen nearly as much trash talk from Sean Strickland. So is he going to stop doing that altogether because of this, I don't want to call it a flaw, right? But, there is this thing that all of his opponents can now come at him and attack and that type of thing. So if he starts making fun of people, trash talk, this type of thing, they're going to come back and do that. And he doesn't want that, so now he's not doing any trash talk at all. Could that be one thing? Another theory that I have is the fact that Sean Strickland wants to get back in a position for a title shot, right? No matter what, the money is better at the top when you are a champion, right? You get a piece of the pay-per-views. And so, I don't know for sure, but maybe he's had the conversation behind closed doors or something like that. Like, listen, Sean, we like you. You're a good fighter, whatever the case may be, and we'd love to give you another crack at the title. However, you gotta stop, trashing everything under the sun, right? Because we've got sponsors, we've got this, we've got that. If you do any of this type of thing, it makes it hard for us to get our sponsors, make our money, yada, yada, yada. We can't have you be the face of the company when you're trashing Bud Light, one of our biggest sponsors, when you're trashing this, when you're trashing that, right? So, and maybe Sean Strickland goes and he thinks, he's like, well, sure, I don't want to change who I am, but at the same time, there's more money when I'm champion, right? So I like that rematch with Dricus. I'd like to fight Izzy again, whatever the case may be. So maybe that's part of why we're not seeing a huge build-up, huge amount of trash talk, a huge amount of medium from Sean. That being said, the pressers haven't happened yet, but they're supposed to happen, I think, today or tomorrow. So maybe that'll change. But usually in the build-up to these type of things, we do see some antics from Sean Strickland. Similarly, Paulo Costa's kind of the same way. If Paulo Costa wins this fight, he is the number one contender, right? If you go look at the rankings, right now, Sean Strickland is listed as number one. He beats number one, now he becomes number one, right? So does that put him in a position for a title shot? I don't know the answer to that question. But once again, Paulo Costa, same kind of thing, right? We usually see trash talk. We usually see some antics, different things like that, to make things interesting, to get eyeballs on the fight. And I haven't seen a whole hell of a lot from him either. I've seen a little bit, but not that much. Another thing I wanted to point out is usually prior to a Sean Strickland fight, we see some to and fro happening between him and Nina, right? Social media posts with him and Nina doing their thing. And I'm just wondering, what's going on there? Why aren't we seeing as much from those two? Have they dialed it back? Have both their partners kind of said to each other, like, hey, listen, we think something's going on. You would, maybe hang out with each other a little bit less. I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that question is. But these are just some things I've been observing, right? Usually before, like I said, before a Strickland fight, before a Paulo Costa fight, things happen. There are some antics. There are some things that build the fight that make things more intriguing. Maybe it's because, this is a fight. It's not their responsibility to sell this fight. I'm not sure. But, I'm sure this is going to be an incredible fight. If with a win, does Sean Strickland get a title shot next? I don't think so, because I think if Khamzat beats Whitaker in a couple weeks, then he's going to be the one to get the immediate title shot against whoever the winner happens to be between Izzy and Dricus. I think at UFC 305. So, like 3 months. But yeah, like, so those are the questions that I have. Now, in terms of who actually comes out on top in this fight, I think it's interesting because I don't think Paulo Costa is going to win. I think Strickland is going to win, and he's going to win by a decision. He's got good defense. He's got, he's probably going to use that jab, and he's got excellent boxing, and he's hard to take down and keep down. I don't think Paulo Costa is necessarily known for jiu-jitsu or wrestling or anything like that. Paulo Costa has been known to be a brawler, right? But he was pretty finessed in the last fight that he had with Whitaker. Like, when I saw that fight, I felt that he did the more impactful shots, but he didn't have enough in terms of volume, right? Now, with Sean Strickland, he's going to be the volume guy. He's going to be the cardio guy, right? Whether or not Paulo Costa can go all 5 rounds, I'm not sure. So I think for Paulo Costa to win, he's going to need a finish, and he's going to need to make it extremely dirty, right? Like charge forward, dirty boxing. If you remember back when he fought Yoel Romero, he's probably going to need a performance similar to that, right? And Strickland may just be too slick for that anyway. So, I mean, if it's going to decision, I'm 100% sure it's going to be Sean Strickland, right? Unless Paulo Costa can get a finish, and I would say probably within the first, especially if Paulo Costa, if he's winning, he needs finish, and it needs to happen kind of within the first 3 rounds, right? So, to me, like, the only path for victory is to make it a brawl, dirty boxing, like, get in tight, like, try to clinch, things like that. And again, like, that's no easy task. We saw Dricus, who does have some wrestling and jiu-jitsu, unable to hold Sean Strickland down, unable to keep Sean Strickland in place for a very long time. So, it's probably not going to be the easiest thing for Paulo Costa to do. I don't see him beating Sean Strickland. But, yeah, at the end of the day, the main thing that I feel like this fight is missing is antics, right? Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa, they're known for antics, and we haven't seen any antics. So, I don't know. What do you guys think is going on? Why do you think that we haven't seen as much from these two as we normally see? Or am I delusional, right? Like, maybe I'm just missing something. I have been busy, right? I'm moving, business, all this other kind of stuff. So maybe I just missed it. But I'm usually on, like, the MMA social media stuff every day. And they've been posting about everything under the sun with the exception of Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa. And usually those guys are guys that make headlines. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and thank you guys for watching, and thank you for stopping by.